Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my messy garage. Hey, I'm gonna walk outside here. I'm not so crazy to fish on a day like this. I know you guys, a lot of the times I've been fishing here lately, it's been really, really windy. But today, not doing it. I'm not that crazy. So, I don't know. I think a lot of it's just that I'm a weekend warrior and I can only go certain times. A lot of it's in the afternoons these days, and so therefore I just kind of get stuck with wind. So I'm gonna put this up here. So I've been very fortunate. I've had I've had probably about five hobbies really in my adulthood. Three major ones. I've been very fortunate that I could either build or customize my own equipment. One of those was bowling. I was a bowler in college, and I actually got into drilling bowling balls at the pro shop, and used to drill all my own equipment and drill them for people around the city of Memphis. And actually, I was very fortunate. I was able to roll an 814 with a ball that I drilled. So that was an extra sense of pride that I bowled an honor score, but it was also done with something that I did, that I created, that I used to fit my hand. Also golf. This is something that's been around for since I was 11 years old. I'm 47 now. So I've played it for 36 years, although I haven't played in about a year, probably. But these are some Snake Eyes 675B blades that I built. Dynamic Gold X100 shafts. Used to have some Golf Pride. I can't remember, it was like cord up here and just the regular grip down here, but they got a little expensive to replace. But Dynamic Gold X100s, great shaft in those. But built those several years ago, and I've been fortunate enough to shoot 71 with those. But over the last couple of years, fishing's really, bitten me. I've always been a fisherman. I've always loved fishing. Even when I grew up in the DC area, I didn't have a lot of opportunities to fish. But since moving here to North Florida, man, I got all kinds of opportunities. And a lot of it's saltwater, which I have not been familiar with, which is kind of why I'm documenting my journey. But one of the things I've really enjoyed doing is I've started building my own fishing rods. Sorry, I'm off camera there. So some of the things I've done, I'll do some close-ups, probably as you're actually probably seeing some close-ups now, but this is my first rod that I built, little inshore rod. It was a Mudhole CRB, like medium or medium light series rod. The thing that I really wanted to be able to do is do this marbling technique on the rods. That was something that was really important to me when I started building them, is I wanted to really be able to customize the look of the rod, so it was very unique to me and my taste. So some other ones that I've built. Here's some. These are some of my go-to rods here. This is an MHX blank. It's 8 to 15 pound, 3/16 to 5/8 ounce lures. But the marbling here, I actually used both a neon green and a neon yellow to kind of get this base color, and then I marbled yellow and black over the top of that, and came out with a really neat effect. And this is kind of a go-to for me. I've caught a couple of really nice redfish, which you'll see here in a second. If depending on how I do my video edits here later, you may be seeing it right now. But I've caught couple of really nice redfish. These are always in the yak with me. Really good little rods. I really enjoy these. And then recently, I've built a couple of MHX. These I think are 6 to 12 pound, and this was their color series. This was a copper, and all these are spin jig. If you're on the Mudhole site, they're the spin jig style blanks. What I really liked about this one was I actually used a tiger thread, and I used tiger and orange. What I really liked about this was I actually forgot to put the color fast on the threads, which it needed. But I actually loved it when I started brushing the Pro Coat on there, the epoxy. I loved how dark that turned. I thought that was a really neat effect. And then I got the little redfish sticker on there and was able to epoxy over it. But no marbling on these. I decided to kind of stay bare bones on these. So I built two of these. Built one with the tiger threading, and then I built, one with the kind of more the orange threading, and I put speckled trout on that one. So anyway, I've really enjoyed these. These are a medium light action, and I actually like fishing those better than those medium. It feels like a dang pole, like a telephone pole when I'm doing the mediums. Here's a few that I built for my kids. This is one I built for Nick, my youngest son, here earlier this fall. He wanted something yellow and black, so I did that. I've been actually trying to clean these up a little bit, so sorry I missed a few spots. I'm trying to, finish cleaning a few scales and stuff like that off of them. But I actually had marbled. I did just a little bit of marbling here on the butt section. I didn't really care for it that much. It was okay. And I'd actually marbled this whole section here, and I hated it. So I ended up taking alcohol and just, taking that off. I absolutely hated it. I really like just the bright yellow with the black thread. It just turned out really, really neat. It's actually one of my favorite rod builds. Here's another one that I built for Nick. This one he wanted purple and black, so I've got purple, black, and gold on here. This is a 10 to 17 pound. Actually feels a little bit lighter than my green ones, but it's a really neat, neat little rod. I like some of the threading that I did, some of the striping that I did on that. That's always kind of a little trick, but this has been a nice little rod for him as well. Let's see, those two. Oh, here's one that I built for Thomas. This one actually has spent a little bit of time at the bottom of one of the creeks, but he wanted one that was kind of more like a teal blue color and yellow. So I did this one for him. Still have a few little dirt spots on here, but what I've really liked is I like these MHX these are the Wind style. These guys got their start in golf. They make grips for golf clubs, but I really like these Wind style handles. I've been doing a lot of EVA stuff. I hadn't gotten into the cork because it's a little bit difficult to work with, and every time I put the reamers in my cart to buy them, I end up taking them out because it was like $65-70. I just didn't want to spend the money. I guess I'm a little cheap on them. But again, this is another 10 to 17 pound one. I built this same time I built Nick's. But like the way they turned out. So I know a lot of my videos have been in the kayak, but one of the things that really I've enjoyed doing saltwater fishing wise is fishing on the beach. And I've actually been able to catch some really nice shark on this rod right here, which was my first surf rod that I built. And I love the way the marbling came out on this. I probably need to come back and put some more Pro Coat on there. I'm seeing a little bit of fading in the white, especially down here by my shrink wrap. I need to replace this shrink wrap, probably this winter, because it's kind of getting a little chewed up here. But I actually I think I changed this one, and I'll change the green one here in a minute. I'll show you that one. Actually, that's been one of my favorite builds. Probably is my favorite rod from a coloring and how it all came out. But caught some really nice shark on this. This is generally my go-to shark rod. It's a 12-foot Carolina Cast King blank on I think it's 3 to 6 ounce or 3 to 8 ounce. So you can really toss some heavier weights. It's kind of a medium fast action, maybe even a medium action. It bends way down in the rod. So it's got a lot of backbone in it. So this is probably my favorite rod that I've ever built, just color-wise and some of the things that I was able to do with it. So see kind of the green thread here. Really enjoyed that. Did the same kind of technique, used the colored spray paint underneath here to get the cool base layer color that I wanted. Because I wanted some kind of a neon base layer. Got a little bit of shrink wrap I've got to replace here. I've already done it once in the fall. Matter of fact, this is actually still looking pretty good, and I still have to glue this butt cap on and get this trim band, or what do you call these? These name escapes me right now, but winding check. But to get this winding check glued on, I got to get that done. But really loved how, like, I did some olive branch stuff. I'll get a close up here, but I love the olive branch effect. I'm probably going to do that on a new rod build, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of doing this video. But you know, I did the olive branch here on this butt end too. But one thing when doing surf rods is you have to put down actually two sets of threads. You actually have to put one underneath, set the guide on top of that, and then wrap over top. Because if you don't put that base layer in there, it's just not, those rod guides are going to dig into your blank and probably break it. So what I thought about doing was I'm actually going to build, this is a new blank that I just got. It's a CRB Color series from Mudhole. And I'm going to build this to replace a rod that we just broke by accident on Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, my wife did that. She didn't mean to. It was actually my fault because of the way I put it on top of her vehicle over there. But actually, I think what I'm going to do with this one is a red, white, and blue theme. I've been wanting to do that for a while. Got some friends in the military. My father was in the Navy, and so I've really been wanting to do a red, white, and blue theme. And so I'm going to take you through that build, and I'm going to use white thread, some blue thread. I got red thread, so I'm going to do some cool striping on it. I'm going to marble it, probably with some white and blue, and maybe mix some red in there. May end up spray painting some of it just to get the colors that I want. But I'll take you through that one. One of the things that I haven't done with this one, and it's going to be a little bit before I can do it because I asked for EVA components, and they gave me a cork butt cap. So I'm going to have to get that fixed, get that rectified. But one thing that's going to be different that I have not done before, not that it's any big deal, but I think this is really cool in that I've got one of these colored reel seats. I thought that was really neat, kind of a neat touch to add to it. So anyway, we're going to do a red, white, and blue theme rod together. But anyway, it's been awesome to be able to catch nice fish on rods that you've built. It's kind of a cool feeling. And so, you know, if this is something you want to get into, I can definitely point you to some places where I've learned. You know, I'm not the best at it, but it's not real hard to get good enough to build some things that you like, that are customizable, and that you really like. So anyway, I just figured I would take you through how I build a fishing rod. And if it's something that you're interested in doing, you can contact me, or I can show you kind of where I learned. Spent a lot of time on YouTube, honestly, and Mudhole's got a great series of videos as well. So hopefully you'll enjoy this, and hopefully you liked me taking you through this. Thanks.